Hi, Jay.
Hi.
Welcome to Transform with Neha. And what Jay has done and is doing is something really special. It makes you want to sit up and take notice. So, Jay has set up a social impact project, if I can call it that, which really brings together children who learn differently. So, Jay, there is a personal experience behind this passion school project of yours. So, please feel free to use this platform and share your journey with us.
100%. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be on this platform.
So, tell us, Jay, what made you say, "Okay, I'm agreeing to do this interview with you"?
So I think the reason was because in India there's a mindset about learning disability that I think is very wrong. That where the parents don't share about with their kids about their learning disability, and I think they're really wrong because if a child has a learning disability, then he has a right to know. Every child has a right to know what are his abilities and what are his disabilities, according to me. And I feel like that like everyone has a disability in some way, if I'm not wrong, because I feel like everyone has something where they're not perfect in. So
That
yeah.
so beautifully said, Jay. We all have areas that we can work on and improve upon. But tell me about your story, Jay, because it's not been easy for you. It's something that you have personally struggled with, a certain kind of learning disability, right? So if you could just quickly walk us through what your struggles have been.
So I have dyspraxia, and I have issue with my hand-eye coordination, and I have focus issues. So I lose focus really easily. And since I was a kid, I always found it difficult to focus in class and to write, and sometimes to read. And that always limited me in terms of academics, in terms of many different ways. But I had like sessions with my learning disability teachers in school and out of school as well, to improve my eye hand coordination, to basically improve my reading and writing. And I was also given like special abilities. Like I was allowed to type for my exams recently, and I am allowed to type for my final IB exams. I'm allowed to get a reader, but I chose not to get that because my reading has improved a lot over the years. I'm allowed to use a calculator in maths exams, and I'm allowed to not show my working also in some of my maths um, papers. So yeah.
So what I'm hearing, and this is so reassuring, is that schools today are actually supporting children in learning better, in learning differently. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
of course. So all the IB schools in Mumbai, at least that I know of, because my project, the research that I did, they all have learning disability classes, and there are special teachers who like sit with the students in class or have separate sessions. While supposing if there's an English class going on with the class, then the student goes to a separate room and studies with the learning disabilities teacher, and they learn about a certain like a certain skill, like a certain basic skill. And even I used to attend those when I was in the younger grades. So yeah.
So tell me something, Jay. I mean, I think of myself at 17, and it was all about just boys and making the grades to go to college. And I have to say, none of us was thinking. Or I can speak for myself. We weren't thinking the way you are thinking in terms of like even what you've done with this platform. So why did you do it? Is there something broken with the system that you wanted to fix?
Nothing broken as such, but I feel like there's not enough awareness about the about learning disabilities, and like I feel like even like so many people in my grade, they don't even know what a learning disability is. And I think it's important for people to realize I think it's important for people to see what it's like in my shoes, what it's like in some other friend of mine who has a learning disability in his shoes, because it's not easy for us. But like I mean, like at least for me, I feel like the reason why I've coped with it is because I've learned to live with my learning disability and accepted it and try to improve in what I can.
Well, I mean, you're speaking like a motivational speaker already, and you're just 17. And it's like, it's amazing to have this chat with you. You just spoke about, Jay, it's not been easy.
Hmm.
So, can you tell us some of those challenges that you've had?
So like when I was a kid, I could not play most of the sports. So I used to always be made fun of when I was a friend, by when I was a kid, by a lot of my peers. And I couldn't write and read. So, like I could read obviously, but I couldn't write really well, and I couldn't read really well. I used to read quite slow. So when there was a session in class where the teacher would ask you to read aloud, and it was my turn, and I would not like to do it because a lot of students would make fun of me or would be like, "Oh, this guy can't even read," He's in the 6th grade or 7th grade or whatever at that time, and he can't even read properly. So I mean, like I used to feel bad, but I used to feel like if I can 100% improve myself, and I've tried my best over these last 4 5 years to work on my learning disability. It's not like there's a medicine for a learning disability. It's just that you can work on it and try and make it a strength. Like even though I have a writing and reading problem, I'm very creative and imaginative. So like that's something that helps me. So that's why I've taken a subject like design in my IB 11th grade.
And I'm sure you have a great support system as well that's helped you.
Yeah, exactly. So in school, out of school, whether it be physiotherapy, whether it be for my learning disabilities, occupational therapy, whether it be learning evaluation, everything.
My God, Jay, you're such a typical teenager. You're moving right now on your chair, and your background is just like really edgy. Can you stop moving the chair for 2 minutes, please? Okay, super. So tell me something, Jay. What is it that you would like to tell parents out there? Because everyone is handling learning disabilities very differently and coping with it.
Absolutely. So I would tell parents that to not worry and to just get your child occupational therapy and to just make sure that he has the correct support system in school, and just tell your child about it, because I feel it's important that the child knows about it, not at a very young age obviously where they don't understand it, but at an age where they understand it and they're old enough to reflect on themselves and understand the fact that they have a learning disability and think about how they can cope with it.
And children in school can be quite mean as well, right?
Yeah.
So what were some of those encounters that you had when you were growing up in school and you felt like you were being bullied, or they were making I don't know what that word is, like not understanding your imperfections?
So I used to get bullied a lot for my because I couldn't play sports, I couldn't play football much, and even if I would not be able to play well. But I used to always be better at most things than other people. I used to be I'm very good at flying drones, and none of my friends can do that. So that's a skill that people would appreciate me for. But I feel like over the years I've not been as bullied or scarred as many other students have. I've seen students in my own grade who people don't even like. I'm a friendly person. I talk to everyone in my grade. So that's the reason why no one quite I would say when I was young, maybe I'd get a little bullied, but not. But as soon as I was in the 7th or 8th grade, I think everyone understood what learning disability I had, so they wouldn't bully me about it anymore.
So what would you say to people out there, or your peers or colleagues out there who are classmates rather, in terms of when they encounter people who have imperfections? What is way to deal with them, or what is the best?
I think they should think about themselves and their own imperfections first before thinking about other people's imperfections, because no one is perfect. So if you say that boy has dyslexia or that boy has dyspraxia, well, you're not good at something as well. So that's what according to me, I think that they should first think about themselves before making fun of someone. They should put themselves in someone else's shoes, I feel, and understand what they are going through and support them. In fact, if a child needs help if your friend needs help in taking notes, help them. If your friend is asking you to help them read something, then help them. The next day if you need help playing sports, they can help you out. If you're asking for a pass in football, they'd pass to you,
So, what can be done, Jay, to transform the system so that it supports, people who have disabilities? Or
I think I think that the system is already changing, like, because all IB schools have learning disability departments and all, and all students are given sessions about learning disabilities and how to deal with children who have learning disabilities, and not only children, even adults have learning disabilities. When I'm going to be an adult, even I'm going to have a learning disability. I'm still going to have a learning disability. So I mean, like, I think that there's nothing much you can change about the system, but I think just awareness and telling people that I mean, not everyone, that no one is perfect, and like you just need to like work on your weaknesses and focus on your strengths, I feel.
so, all of our life, we are all dealing with either trying to fit in or stand
Yeah,
out. At some point or the
yeah.
other, we are trying to fit in, and at some point or the other, we are trying to stand out. And something tells me, with your own experience behind you, that you will have a very interesting take on this subject.
I feel like standing out, fitting in, these things are all like just words that don't make sense to me. I think that I think you should just be like, you should just be yourself. Like, I know for a fact that, like, if anything happens, like if I do something wrong in school, and my friend, anyone in my grade is there, then every single person will stand up for me, and I can like say 100% that they will stand up for me. Anyone in my grade, because I'm so open to everyone. I'm so like, if someone asks me what learning disability do you have, I'll never hide it. And a lot of children will. Like, I know people who are my own friends who hide the fact that they have learning disability. When they ask that, oh, you have the learning disability, they laugh it off. Or they say, oh, no, nothing.
And
That was just to get extra time, stuff like that.
why
So
is
yeah, I think people don't want to tell other people that they have learning disabilities, because they always, there's something around it that say that, oh, if you have learning disability, you're not cool, or you don't, you're not normal, you're abnormal, you're special.
how can we be better?
I think that to be better is just that, just accept people for who they are. I mean, like, if if the person sitting next to you is asking you to help them read something, or is asking you to just help them write something, or maybe, or like answer for them, or whatever. Someone could have a speech issue, ask them to just, like, just say this out for me. Then you can just help them out. I mean, the smallest thing will like will give them will give them a lot of happiness. Like, if someone offered to help me when I could, like, when I'm taking notes in class, and I'm finding it difficult to cope up, if someone said, I'll send you my notes, that would make me really happy. So stuff like that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jay, for joining us here today and
Thank you.
sharing your experience with us, because like you said, a lot of people don't talk about it openly, and you are talking
And
about.
they should. I feel they should. Like, I feel no one should like keep it in within themselves. I mean, who's perfect? Tomorrow I can say that this person had this problem, this person had this problem, this person is not perfect in this way. Everyone has some of the other issues or problems in their life. So yeah.
It's a journey, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, one day at a time. Well, thank you so much, Jay, for joining us, and
thank you.
thank you so much.